The first characteristic of a healthy relationship is that partners allow for individuality. They don't need the other person to believe or see things in the same ways that they do. They experience both oneness with and separateness from their partner with equanimity. Their experience of love is not desperate. They bring out the best qualities in their partner and the best qualities in themselves. One of the misconceptions that I often hear is that for any relationship to work, the participants have to really struggle and they have to work at it. And I think that is absolutely false. A good relationship occurs when two strong individual people come together and are able to blend and be separate at the same time in an effortless way. Unhealthy relationships are a lot like taking a square peg and attempting to make it fit into a round hole. Addictive relationships just don't fit, and people work and work on the other person in a forlorn attempt to make them fit. A relationship should be easy because the blending is fairly effortless with two individuated people who really fit together. Each person will therefore bring out the best qualities in their partners. However, sometimes relationships end for a myriad of reasons. People grow at different rates. It is extremely difficult for people who met at a young age to stay together and grow at the same rate throughout a lifetime, and then die together on the same day. Very often, people come together for a certain amount of time when it's appropriate for them. It would be nice, and certainly is the goal, to be able to stay with one person for a lifetime. That takes effort in the sense that a relationship needs tending like a garden. With our disposable culture, when it's no longer exciting every moment, people are likely to end the relationship prematurely. All relationships tend to go through some periods of less active involvement and intimacy. Many people don't put in the energy to jumpstart the relationship. Most relationships need a periodic infusion of new energy, and most can be rejuvenated. Unfortunately, if you allow the intimacy in the relationship to dwindle too much, no amount of energy is going to revitalize it. Relationships that are healthy accept endings if appropriate, and the participants don't feel as if they're going to die without the other. Healthy partners experience openness to change and exploration, both as a couple and as individuals. With addictive relationships, it becomes you and me against the world. The relationship shrinks to just those two people. Ideal relationships invite growth in the other partner, and they really enjoy the other partner doing well. They experience true intimacy, intellectually, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. They feel the freedom to ask honestly for what is wanted, and they can handle it if they don't get what they want all the time. They experience giving and receiving in the same way. They enjoy both, and there isn't scorekeeping or bartering. They do, though, keep a vague sense of when the relationship is becoming a little bit skewed or out of balance. They will ask themselves, have I been getting my way a little too much? Well, I'll focus a bit more on my partner and try to even it up. Healthy partners don't attempt to change or control the other person. They encourage self-sufficiency of both the partner and of themselves. They accept the limitations of the self and the partner and know that one person can't be totally enough for anyone. They realize that they have to get most of their needs met themselves and some of their needs met by friends or family. They do not seek unconditional love or parental love. They accept commitment. They each have a high sense of self-esteem, which is crucial. They trust the memory of the beloved, and they enjoy solitude. They express feelings spontaneously. They care with detachment and are not codependent. They welcome closeness, they risk vulnerability, and they affirm the equality and personal power of both themselves and their partner, which is incredibly important. Pia Mellody wrote about the 4 stages of an addictive relationship. And the first stage is denial and fantasy, which is the fantasy that our parental needs can finally be met by someone in our present. She describes the second stage as the awareness that things aren't going well, which increases the pain that is felt in the relationship. The person begins to realize on a deep level that their partner can't fix their internal dependence. The third stage is the fight for control, to see if there's some way that the feelings of dependence can be relieved despite the reality and self-knowledge. The fourth is separation. This is either physical or emotional separation, or both. Often, people who come to marital therapy are not very far along in their individuation process. Because of this, they often just spin with a repetition compulsion and blame their partner. It is then necessary to first treat the individual problems before the marital problems. Some couples have to separate or divorce before they're able to do the individual work, and marriage counseling fails. But sometimes each partner allows themselves to pull back and detach and start to realize that the problems are more about them than the other person. They allow themselves to create a little bit more distance in the relationship until their individual work is done, so that they can come together and reconnect in a truly healthier manner. These are the relationships that are able to grow, develop, and mature. Sometimes, however, if the main reason the couple got involved in the first place were dependency issues, they realize at the end of therapy that they are not a good fit, even if both of them have now developed a large amount of individuality and maturity. Too many relationships are parent-child relationships, either mother-son or father-daughter. To have a really good relationship, what is needed is balance, and the balance should consist of mainly partners and lovers, as if looking at 2 large concentric circles. A smaller circle of mother-son, a small circle of father-daughter, and a small circle of siblings is also healthy and normal. Unfortunately, that is not the type of balance usually seen, and that's the reason why there is so much divorce and pain experienced in most of our relationships.